Hello Mark, I'm Mitch from the A class and my number is 39 and I'm going to start the article this week. Quotes: China's homowives are becoming unlikely champions for gay rights by Zhenping Huang, March 2, 2015. It's not always happy ever after. Reuter, Carlos Barria. After her marriage was over, just looking at a wedding photo would make Choshen feel awful. The 29-year-old, a video editor at a communications company in Guangzhou, could tell by the picture that she wasn't half of a happy couple that day, even though she was the one wearing a white veil. The photo shows the bride and groom with their best man, who was standing in between them, hanging an arm over the groom's shoulder and leaning his head towards him. Cho said her year-long sexless and loveless marriage can be explained in that one image. Her husband was in love with his best man, not her. Cho's wedding day photo. From Cho's personal photos, used with permission. The term "bird" to describe a woman who is used knowingly or unknowingly to disguise her partner's homosexuality has been used as slang in the United States for many decades. But acknowledgement that such marriages even happen is a recent phenomenon in China. In China, bird is known straightforwardly as a tongqi or home wife, the abbreviation of the wife of a homosexual in Chinese. There are millions of gay men married to women in China, academics believe. According to an estimate by Zhang Beichun, one of the first Chinese scholars to study sexuality, China has 20 million male homosexuals of marriageable age, and 80% of them will marry a woman. In contrast, according to a 2010 economics report, 15 to 20% of gay men in America has married heterosexual women. The women in these marriages are quietly becoming an unlikely force in China's nascent gay rights movement. If men are free to openly have relationships with other men, sham marriages like theirs will no longer happen, they said. Being homosexual is not wrong, said Cho in an interview. What's wrong is to marry a heterosexual to make a tragedy. Why China has millions of home wives. Liu Jie, a 25-year-old homosexual interior decorator from Shandong, Guangdong province, has thought of entering into a gay-straight marriage because, like many Chinese of marrying age, he's under a lot of pressure from his parents. They said they would have nothing to worry about in their life once I got married. How can I come out of the closet to them? Liu says to Quartz. Among the 3 ways of being an unfilial son, the most serious is to have no heel, argued Mencius, an ancient Confucian philosopher. The idea is still ingrained in modern China. Men are under social pressure to marry and produce a male heel to carry on the family line. Though new generations are more open-minded, many still believe that to marry and have children are the 2 most important things in life, whether they are gay or straight. Cho with her daughter, who has a duck leg in her mouth. Explained by Cho. For a woman who unknowingly marries gay men, a divorce can be difficult to obtain and can leave them much worse off financially. Cho, the video editor, got a divorce and custody of her 9-month-old daughter after court mediation. Her husband agreed to pay alimony of 700 yen or $114 per month which according to Chiu's accounts for less than 20% of his monthly income. Chiu only agreed to the terms, she said, because her husband's family refused to let her see her daughter otherwise. Chiu said the court has rejected her appeal for further compensation because she could not prove her husband had an extramarital affair. He has never admitted he is gay, although everyone knows about that, Chiu said. A person who has a spouse but cohabits with another person is one of the circumstances listed in China's marriage law that allows a husband or wife to file for divorce and demands compensation from the other party, but in its justical interpretation, the another person only refers to the opposite sex. If a man and a woman get a room in the hotel, we can say it's an extramarital affair. But if it is two men, we can say nothing, said Chiu Liu, 35, a judge from Shenzhen who agreed to speak on the matter if he was identified only by his surname. Growing awareness and activism. Some women in China unknowingly married to a gay man are openly choosing to maintain a normal marriage to give their children a stable family. Jiang Xinyi, a 24-year-old software engineer from Shanghai, who has been consulting women marriage to gay men since 2009, said this was a common alternative to divorce and separation. They draw 3 ground rules for their husband: have sex with their wives, take care of the family, and look after the child. Other agreements are springing up as well, like the cooperative marriage or Xinhun, in which a lesbian woman and gay man agree to marry to appeal their parents. Yang first learned there were other women in similar marriages from China's first Homowives meeting in 2009. Then a university student, she found a woman who had attended the meeting online and joined the chat group on QQ, a popular Chinese instant messaging software. After watching other women share their ordeals and comfort each other in the chat group, Zhang volunteered to establish and operate new groups for newcomers. Now Zhang runs 3 QQ chat groups, which have over 200 members in total, and a social media account on Weibo, China's Twitter-like microblog site. She also helps these women get legal advice and speak out to the public. She named the volunteer organization Hibiscus Flower, which he says stands for tenacity and vitality. Homowives and their supporters are getting more vocal about their own situation and the need for China to become more accepting of homosexuality. Zhang Jiangziwei, a 20-year-old corporate security from Nanchang, Southeast China, Jiangyi Province, who dated a gay man 3 years ago, now manages a QQ chat group on the top with more than 100 members. She is translating 2 books, My Husband is Gay and When Your Spouse Comes Out, written by Carol Greaver. An American woman who married a gay man into Chinese after she finished, she plans to send them to other women in her situation because there are no such books in China. Little Dylan's sign says, I am ex-wife of a gay man seeking marriage at Quixi. One woman who was formerly married to a gay man who calls herself Little Dylan, dressed in a bridal gown to seek marriage at a Quixi festival, China's Valentine's Day in August 2014 on the streets of Guangzhou, the largest city in southern eastern Fujian province. She told Chinese media that Besides finding the right man, she wants to raise awareness about homowives and the need for China to offer homosexual equal rights and legalize gay marriage. A 51-year-old retired worker from Zhengzhou, central China's Henan province, who only wants to be identified by her own online nickname, Aunt Moon, has been volunteering as hibiscus flower since she helped her niece get out of a gay straight marriage 4 years ago. I don't have high literacy level, but I am gentle and willing to talk, said Aunt Moon, who has had volunteer experience at the Red Cross Society of China. Among the thousands who attended Hong Kong annual gay rights parade in November, Aunt Moon and the 3 women she was with became a peculiar skin with their different identities and pursuits for the gay marchers. During the march, they held placard that read, "My husband is gay, I am in pain." Aunt Moon, second from the right, and other marchers at Hong Kong Gay Pride Parade in November 2014. Photo from Weibo, used with permission. Aunt Moon said she thought it may have been the first time that women married to gay men in China took part in gay rights demonstration. She said the parade was a chance for them to increase people's awareness about their fate. She wishes the gay rights movement is to success as well. The more prosperous, the better. She said. Little Delane also appears at Hong Kong parade again in a bridal gown. Yet a tune of discord hung over the event. A group of gay participants from Hong Kong drew people's attention by holding a red flag, like the ones that police use during protests. To tell demonstrators to halt, that read, "Stop discriminating or we will marry a woman and he, be gay in the dark." A threatening slogan helps nothing, it will only harm their image, Aunt Moon said. If they want to achieve martial rights, they must face up to homowives. 3 women married to gay men attended the last annual FPLAG China meeting. The gay support group's co-founder told Quartz, "Their involvement isn't with controversy. Ideally, we should stand in the same strength to fight against biases from the society," co-founder Quan said. But being a homowife is only a transitional identity. After they find a heterosexual man and get married, they are no longer homowives, Quan said. I don't expect them to do much. What they want is to solve their own problems, he added. They are often emotional, critical, and angry. We can't hear the husband's voice in their cases. The future of gay marriage in China. Same-sex marriage is now legally recognized in 16 countries and 33 states in America. China is not on the list. Li Yinhe, sociologist and sexologist who has been trying to legalize homosexual marriages since 2000, has failed each time. Li, who has been in relationship with a transgender man for many years, said she has been unable to get the 30 co-sponsors necessary for the idea of being to be discussed at the Chinese People Political Consultative Conference, which advertised the government on issue that should become law. The government, Li said, thinks it's an idea that is ahead of its time. Homosexual marriage has been brought up when the marriage law was revised in the 1980s. Yang Liying, a law professor at Renmin University of China, told Quartz, but the society was still not prepared. Yang said, next time the marriage law is revised, homosexual marriage might be legalized, but when that will occur, only the heads of the legislature know. Until then, expect millions more unhappy couples to tie the knot. The author is a master's student at the University of Hong Kong's Journalism and Media Studies Center. And an intern with quotes. You can follow him on Twitter at mousepingromer. Thank you for listening.